Aam Aadmi Party has managed to thrash the BJP, take the BJP to the cleaners, flog the BJP's electoral base, destroy the BJP's fundamental strengths, and take the BJP to a position where in its worst nightmares it would not have reached without realigning or embracing foes. Just on its own, you pulverize the BJP, and yet today I find in the tone and tenor of the BJP spokesperson and leaders a refusal to accept that there is anything more than super regional factors. In fact, I would say that spokespersons like Nalin Kohli and all BJP spokespersons have been underplaying this verdict, saying congratulations, but Delhi is a small state. You're just one among several chief ministers right now. There's no need to be excited about it. There are no national reverberations of this victory. There is nothing which must be interpreted. Underplay it. Your response to Ashish Khaitan, and Ashish Khaitan, your response, Nalin Kohli, and I hope you don't pull your punches.
Yeah. So today's verdict, while it's as much a validation of the idea of AAP, which is we want to set high standards of probity and integrity in public life, which is we want to really eradicate corruption, we want to build institutions which can tackle corruption at high places, we want to strengthen democratic institutions. Also at the same time, it's also the rejection of a deeply communal and divisive brand of politics that we have seen in recent months, and brute majoritism that BJP at times exhibited in the center. But having said that, on the economic majoritism and also on the level of governance,
brute majoritarianism. Yes. Okay, I just wanted to get the word brute majoritarianism of the BJP. Okay.
Yeah, and also on the level of governance and transparency, I think people and we actually delivered this message throughout our campaign that this government, which is the central government, NDA government, is no different from the UPA government when it comes to non-transparency, when it comes to non-accountability, because there are holes in this story. There were holes in the story of Modi as chief minister, and there are holes in the story over the last 8 months, because what we see is just a series of events. Over the last 8 months, we have only seen events, and there has been very little delivery on the ground. And to us, it's very clear, and I think we were very successful in conveying this message to people in Delhi, that this government, it appears for the time being, is a government of only just a few handful of crony capitalists. There is no Lokpal.
Well.
CBI continues to be controlled by the PMO. We know, and now this our stand gets vindicated on the issue of black money also. There has been no action against black money holders. Now NDA is talking in the same voice as UPA used to do. They have not disclosed the name of all the Swiss bank account holders. So on black money, on corruption, on strengthening our democratic institutions, on giving autonomy to the CBI, this government has faltered at every step. And the nexus with Adani is deeply problematic. The nexus with Bijli companies in Delhi is also deeply problematic. And this was a message to the people of Delhi that today it's only Aam Aadmi Party, because it is not funded by crony capitalists, because it is most transparent in comparison to other parties in our funding. We alone can fight against crony capitalism and corruption in high places, and we alone can strengthen a democracy and give independent ombudsman that can tackle corruption at every level.
Well, I think that's a very, very direct attack on the BJP. Ashish Khaitan, you didn't pull your punches. I must tell you, you didn't pull your punches. Let's see if Nalin Kohli can respond. Nalin Kohli, multiple charges, brute majoritarianism, holes in your development story punctured emphatically by the Aam Aadmi Party. A party running a government pushing events, not achievements, crony capitalism, misuse of central agencies, and the Adani nexus. I don't think Ashish Khaitan could have been as direct as that. In other words, you look at the 6 or 7 factors that Ashish Khaitan puts out, these are not regional factors. Nalin Kohli, these are not regional issues. These are issues around the perception of the central government. Would you like to respond, please? And this is an open debate. Pawan Verma, Randeep Surjewala, feel free to come in. Go ahead, Nalin Kohli first.
Mr. Khaitan is of course continuing in his election mode. The governance of Delhi will
Election
start
mode.
after Mr. Kejriwal swears in. Yes, when he is sworn in as Chief Minister on the 14th. So for now, we are being judged by Mr. Khaitan by his standards on our track record. Let us wait for Mr. Khaitan and his party to serve the people of Delhi. Perhaps the people of Delhi will themselves
Are you
like
not
to judge
going to respond
everyone.
to any of the
So it's a matter
6-point
of-
charges he makes against you?
I'm not. Because I'm not here to pull any matches or anything. We recognize the defeat we've got. We will introspect. We will work on it.
Misuse of agencies,
As far as
Adani
today is there,
nexus,
we are not
crony
denying.
capitalism,
We are not.
lack of
These are
development,
charges. We are
events
used
not
to these
achievements,
charges.
and brute
We have heard
majoritarianism.
all these charges
Are you not
from the
going to
Aam
respond
Aadmi
to any of
Party.
the 6 points?
None of these issues are part of their manifesto. They have an agenda of governance, and my good
Really?
wishes to them to implement that agenda of governance.
No, 1 second. No. So none of these issues matter at all. You're sure about it?
No,
None of
I'll
these
tell you
issues
why.
matter at
Why I'm not making it. I do not wish to be a distraction to
this is
Mr.
really
Kejriwal's
like-
party's
No, 1 second.
agenda of governance.
No,
As
1
far
second.
as
I
we
think-
are concerned, we will introspect on it. We reject these charges. We have rejected it many times in the past. Today is not anything new.
Nalin, you're entering
Yes,
a
Sabaji.
parliament session. You're going to have to hear this rhetoric now. From now onwards, Aam Aadmi Party has a legitimate
Well, we'll hear it in
platform.
Parliament.
You
If it
can't
is to be
dismiss
so,
them as
Parliament will
anarchists.
speak this
They can
language.
say this. They will get members who are elected into the Rajya Sabha now. They will be in Delhi Secretariat. They're going to remind you about all these things. So you should come up with an answer
Sure.
pretty
Nalin
soon.
Kohli, will you not answer? Will you not
But
answer
also
6
the beauty,
points made about...
Sabaji, I'll answer that. May I, with your permission?
Yeah, please.
The beauty of Indian democracy is the exact argument that has been used against us in the last 9 months or 7 months, the people of Delhi have shown us our way. The beauty of democracy is people are waiting for governance. So as I said, I don't want to add
Waiting
to
for
any
governance,
distraction
that's the
that
point.
the Aam
Are
Aadmi
you not
Party
going to
would say.
ask them
Let them
direct
govern
lines?
themselves.
No.
We are
What's
also
it?
aware of our responsibility.
We're getting- we-
we
we're
will
getting
let our
rebuts.
governance speak for us.
Mr. Nalin Kohli, so far the only
One at a time. I'm there. One at a time.
No,
One at a
fine.
time.
Let
Fine.
me,
We're fine.
Navika, I'm asking you a single question. Can I?
Yes, Navika ji.
Go ahead.
We're asking you a question saying that you've promised good governance, you've promised good performance, you've promised a better economy. All of that is fine. We're still waiting for all of that to happen. But the real question is, all we are getting in the name of governance is Sakshi Maharaj, him saying women should have 4 children, Hindu women should have 4 children. We are getting Yogi Adityanath. We are getting Sadhvi Niranjana Jyoti, who says...
I'll answer that.
Yeah. So and you know, you do give a show cause notice to Sakshi Maharaj. Don't.
No. Okay, Ajay Bose.
Several other issues.
I'll answer that. Let me just answer that, Ajay boy. Let me just answer that. Please, may I request you? May I request
hear me out.
that I answer one question at a time?
Please hear me out.
I'm sure you will also find it more confused. Better, otherwise what will happen is we will just be going into a slanging match. So my request is, Navika ji has asked an important question. Let me answer that, Ajay boy. Your right to ask a question can continue after that too. So I will only request you that hold your question while I just go ahead and answer what Navika ji has said.
This is not a
Otherwise, it will be just a cacophony of voices. You would
My
appreciate.
question is, one
I'm
second, I
not able to
request our
understand the question
panelists,
because I'm
please.
trying to make a point. I want to answer the question that Navika ji has said.
Question is,
Let me answer
Nalin,
that
your
question
basic
straight.
point was, your
Let me
basic
answer that
point
question
was,
straight.
your
me
basic
answer that
point, when you
question straight.
responded, Nalin, you said, and Randeep and Pawan also wanted to come to it, you said the 6 points that
let
have
me
been
answer the
raised by
question of
Mr.
Navika ji.
Khaitan, brute
Let me answer that
majoritarianism, holes in development stories, events not achievement, crony capitalism, misuse of agencies and the Adani nexus. You confidently said these are issues which don't matter because they were not in your manifesto. I think basically what you
I
said
will
is
answer.
people of Delhi don't
You
care
have
about these.
misunderstood what I said. I said these charges we have heard repeatedly over the last 7-8 months. This is
But you
not
say
the
people
agenda
don't
of
care about
governance
this.
of the Aam Aadmi Party. No, I never said that. You are drawing a conclusion, Mr. Goswami. I said we
Okay.
will be judged on our performance. They should be judged on theirs. With
sure.
regard to what
That's a
Navika ji
philosophical
has said,
statement.
straight away
That's a
answer
philosophical
is
statement.
that yes, Sakshi Maharaj, or if it is the statements from
Sankarshan.
anybody else,
Do you think,
those
Mr.
do not represent what the government of India's agenda is.
Do you think you have not
we
been
will be
judged
judged
today?
for our agenda, what you will see through the
Basic
government of
question
India.
coming from Sankarshan.
I am
A
saying,
very basic question from Sankarshan.
simple question. Do you think you have not been judged today? You're talking of a judgment in the future. Do you think this 67-3 absolute pasting that you've got is not judgment?
Pasting. This pasting is not.
Yes, it is a judgment. No.
On what is it? On what is it? On what is this judgment?
Sir,
you've been effectively ruling Delhi for the last 8 months.
The party in Delhi has been conclusively trounced. There is no doubt about it.
The party in Delhi.
We are down to our lowest tally ever.
What do you mean by the party in Delhi? Your cabinet was out campaigning. Your whole cabinet was out campaigning.
If you will not hear me fully, if you will not, I haven't finished it. The party in Delhi includes two parts to the party. There is a national part of the party that works. There is a state unit that works. Delhi has both of them because that's the reality of Delhi.
Where was your state unit?
And that
where
is why.
was your state unit, Mr. Nalin Kohli? Mr. Nalin Kohli, I'm sorry. I'm not a 1 second. Mr. Nalin Kohli.
We will certainly introspect on it.
Mr. Nalin Kohli, please.
We will learn
Mr. Kohli, 1 second, please, ladies and gentlemen. Nirmala Sitharaman, 70 MPs, Piyush Goyal, JP Nadda, Dharmendra Pradhan, Kailash Vijayvargiya, Tawar Singh Gehlot, Agriculture Minister, Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Petroleum Minister, Health Minister, Coal Minister, Power Minister, Commerce Minister, Industry Minister.
All
of them were working in Delhi, and today you come on national television and you say
and Haryana, and before that in Maharashtra, also in Jharkhand, also in Jammu and Kashmir.
I'm sorry, not to this extent. You know that's not
one
true.
state.
That's not true.
No, it's
not
more
to this
than
extent.
that.
Pawan
Actually,
Verma wanted to take
more
you
than
on.
that, sir.
Okay, Pawan Verma wanted to take. Give him an opportunity, Mr. Nalin.
Arnab, I wanted to tell Nalin that when Sheila Dikshit did poorly in the Delhi Assembly elections, everybody argued that she also suffered from the general breakdown of the image of the central government.
Yes.
And local elections, especially when they are in the capital of the country, do reflect a sense of the mood about the performance of the central government of the same party. Now, I want to take over from what Ashish said. There are 2 or 3 substantive points, Arnab. The uncontrolled provocation of religious polarization. I think BJP is going to pay a price for it because the people of India don't like perennial social instability. They want to get on with their lives. Roti, kapda and makan. Secondly, the economic model, to the extent that we've been able to see anything of it, is definitely elitist. There's the Shining India syndrome coming back again. Not inclusive, not humane, and certainly not touching the poor and the deprived. Thirdly, I think the centralized model that the BJP is following, where instead of a central command, now you have a super command. Fourthly, I think there is a smugness which has crept into the BJP, Nalin.
Smugness?
Where you believe that money power, unlimited publicity and promotion, the use of expedient promises, that they will deliver. This is a formula that will work irrespective. The people are seeing through it. I think these are lessons which any party should introspect and take.
But Mr. Nalin Kohli says these are not issues that matter. These are issues, he says, which were not in the manifesto. Randeep Surjewala, do you agree with Pawan Verma? And by the way, Randeep Surjewala, Mr. Randeep Surjewala, I almost forgot about your performance.
We've seen more defeats than we've seen victories.
One second, Nalin.
That we have to learn from this, Mr. Goswami.
Nalin, you know, no, 1 second, Nalin. 1 second. I just forgot about the Congress performance. Look at the Congress party situation.
But I did remind you about our performance.
You don't, well, I mean, you didn't have to, but you know, there isn't much to be reminded about, to be honest. There's just one big fat zero.
I mean, you made history in your own way.
So, Mr. Randeep Surjewala, of course, you reached an inflection point with a big zero recorded in this election. You are becoming increasingly irrelevant. Would you like to hang on to the coattails of the Aam Aadmi Party and the JDU and the stronger, more ambitious parties to remain relevant at a national level? And do you agree with Pawan Verma's assertion that some of these issues which Ashish Khaitan has raised, which are not regional issues, have had a play in the Delhi election?
Well, let me answer to a Congress party first, and I said it very straightforward without even you asking me. There is an extremely serious need for introspection and concern, because to come down from 25 to 15 to 10.10%, before I raise a finger at Bharatiya Janata Party or any other political outfit, I must raise 3 fingers towards myself. Congress needs to reconnect, Congress needs to find its core ideology all over again, and Congress needs to set out its own agenda. And it's a long struggling way forward. So there are no gainsaying on the fact that we haven't lost. We've lost very, very badly.
Now the other point.
One of the most shocking defeats to suffer. Number two, I think more than what Mr. Verma was saying, there is another thing. Neither can we be dismissive like Mr. Nalin Kohli is trying to be, nor can we be disdainful about this victory or loss. The truth is that this loss is also about substance, style and strategy of Mr. Modi, who put his personality along with Mr. Amit Shah on the line in this election.
Mr. Kohli, how long can you reject what they are saying? All three parties are saying the same thing. Yes, Mr. No, please continue. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I hope we can draw Mr. Kohli into the discussion, because all three leaders are making a similar point. Mr. Kohli, I'll let Randeep Surjewala complete, but will you just avoid? You avoided Khaitan, you avoided Pawan Verma. Can you avoid Khaitan, Pawan Verma and Surjewala? All three are making the same point to you and just be supercilious about it. Please think about it. You are going to have to answer tonight.
Yes, of course, but I'll answer that.
You are going to have to answer tonight, Mr. Kohli, but after Mr. Surjewala completes his point. Yes.
Arnab, it's not only about what political parties, either me or Mr. Verma, what Mr. Khaitan thinks. That is the perception of any normal human being. Forget about the very eloquent political commentators and journalists you have on your panel. The truth is that what is the substance, style and strategy of Mr. Modi? Did he not put all of this online? Did they not put it online when they brought Miss Kiran Devi, overruling their entire party and their entire party's apparatus and objections? And when she failed, did he not come back again into the picture and put his own stake on the line?
Answer, Mr. Kohli, answer now. Answer, Mr. Kohli, come on, step forward and answer all the three panelists.
I do recall. Yes, sure, certainly, Mr. Goswami. I do recall very specifically in Haryana, Prime Minister Modi campaigning and saying कि यदि ये काम नहीं करेगी सरकार तो मोदी के कान खींचना. Mr. Modi is known to take responsibility. He doesn't run away from responsibility. He is our star campaigner. He does go out and campaign, and he has been doing that consistently after the Lok Sabha elections. We've lost this election. There's no denying it, and we are going ahead in that. We will go ahead and assess it, but at the same time, we can't deny the fact that we've also won elections.
No change in line, no change in approach, no lessons. Mr. Kohli, I listened to you. No change in line, no change in approach, no lessons. I give Ashish Khaitan a chance because he spoke 20 minutes back. Ashish, how are you viewing this discussion? You raised 6 points. Have you got an answer? Who's ducking?
Is he just ducking the charge of refusing to take the charge and rebut the charge of crony capitalism?
I also want to add one point here.
Yes.
I also want to add one point here. That all these 6 charges, while you don't include charges in your manifesto, what your manifesto primarily comprises of your positive agenda. It's a covenant between you and the electorate that this is what you are going to deliver. But throughout our campaign, in every speech that all of us made, including Arvind Kejriwal, we raised these 6 issues before the public. We raised these 6 issues that look primarily, there appears to be a nexus between the Modi government and certain crony capitalists, which includes Mr. Mukesh Ambani and Mr. Adani. We also raised the issue of the nexus between the top
Mr. Kohli, not one
of the
answer
Delhi
from
BJP
you now.
Unit and Anil Ambani owned Power Discom
I'll tell you why. Let Mr. Khaitan finish.
There's a clear case of conflict of interest. 1 second. And they had not ordered the CAG audit of Power Discoms because we have evidence, substantive evidence, that the Power Discoms have been fleecing the people of Delhi. And as I said, we have been very successful in conveying this message that there appears that this government doesn't want to act against corruption in high places, doesn't want to take action against crony capitalists, and in fact, the only change that has happened, the crony capitalists have been replaced by another set of crony capitalists in this government.
Yes, Mr.
Because you see, the point is what you're saying. We've discussed these issues face to face, argued it out with the Aam Aadmi Party multiple times. Today, I'm just not willing to, after the election results are out. My point is, their work begins. Their work begins. This is a distraction to this. If they feel it is crony capitalism, they are in their rights to want to do what they want to do in Delhi. Whether they talk about the electricity companies, whether they talk about a nexus, these are allegations. If they are able to prove these allegations, they are now moving into power. They have 67 seats. They can't, the people may have not bought into many things that we may have said. So therefore, we are responsible for that. We will assess
you think the people are not, people don't accept the image of the BJP that you're trying to push?
With the Aam Aadmi Party,
no
even before they take their oath.
No slanging match, no
the
slanging
results
match.
are out.
Sir, you said this was the regional issues.
I stand by my words, Mr. Goswami. I'm
Mr.
not willing
Kohli,
to get
you said
we have already discussed, debated, said these things. I've spoken myself on these issues and again and again. But my simple point remains, the Aam Aadmi Party is now going to form the government. They have an agenda to deliver in Delhi,
we are analyzing
and I'm not getting into any slanging match with them. We would like to see them perform.
What the Aam Aadmi Party,
Even say that he does not, his party does not believe in encouraging crony capitalism or crony capitalists that the Aam Aadmi Party has named.
Okay, we said it, but the Aam Aadmi Party has made many charges on us. That does not necessarily mean that is what, if you take that at face value, then it means it's a complete rejection
Mr.
of
Kohli, I'll say this thing
away from the Aam Aadmi Party's positive agenda. I'm turning the tables and saying it's a vote for their positive agenda. I'm turning the tables and saying it's a vote for their positive agenda, and they should deliver it. As simple as that. Their agenda is they have not been elected in pointing fingers to us.
It's not about us taking it at face value. It's about whether the people of Delhi took it at face value. Nirja and Navika. Nirja first.
I think these are questions that have caused a lot of disquiet amongst a large number of people, and they call for a response from Nalin or party people. But one thing I want to refer to what Nalin Kohli said earlier, that Ashish Khaitan is still in a poll mode, and that after 14th you will get on with governance. What concerns me is that will the centre make its support to the Delhi government contingent on the Aam Aadmi Party?
I think they'll reject it outright. Yeah. They'll reject that thought out.
Prime Minister Modi called Mr. Kejriwal first thing in the morning. Why do we want to start with this negativity? Why should we want to do that? We respect democracy. And we know we've lost out and been in opposition longer.
Because in your campaign, Nalin Kohli, an intrinsic part of your campaign was choose the same party in the state that you've chosen in the centre, because
we made a pitch. Yes, ma'am. We made a pitch. But the government of India is the government of every Indian. It's not the government only for those who vote for us. We cannot let down the constitution.
Nalin Kohli, before we wrap this up. Yes, Ashish. Yes, Ashish.
Yeah, because we have a lot of respect for the post of the Prime Minister, but he pitched it as his model of governance versus Aam Aadmi model of governance. He said that जिनको धरना करना आता है उनको धरना करने दो, और जिनको सरकार चलानी आती है उनको सरकार चलाने दो, which is that his model of governance versus Aam Aadmi Party model of governance. So clearly people of Delhi today have voted for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Ashish Khaitan, are you inviting the Prime Minister for the swearing in?
Yes, we will invite him for the swearing in. Yes.
You want the Prime Minister to attend the swearing in at Ramlila Maidan? I'm confirming that, just a breaking news point.
We will certainly send an invitation to him. We have been discussing this internally, and we would like to invite him for the swearing in.
That's going to be a... Nalin Kohli, will the Prime Minister be there, you think?
I speak for the party. I can't speak for the Prime Minister's office.
Okay, interesting point. Should the Prime Minister be there at Arvind Kejriwal's swearing in? Whichever way, some things have to rise above politics. It'll be a nice gesture. It'll be a great photo opportunity, a fantastic news story. Okay, Randeep Surjewala, Ashish Khaitan, and Nalin Kohli, who didn't rise to the bait out there, and Pawan Verma, I thank you very much. We are going to go to our next panel. And we are heading up to super prime time right now. This election could have an impact on how you choose to fight, on how they choose to fight future elections. This is the impact on the BJP, that this could have an impact. The other impact on the BJP could be, it may determine whether the BJP opts for a chief minister's candidate or goes with Modi as the chief campaigner. Think about it. They fundamentally made a last-minute entry. And the other big reason this could impact the BJP is because it has exposed some serious limitations, some fairly serious limitations over the central government's leadership ability to mobilize support. And some people are actually questioning, was the RSS out there? Was the RSS actually supporting the BJP as much as it should have? Or did the RSS actually want the BJP to lose this time? Because there are talks of serious implicit differences between the RSS and the BJP. Despite, and Subramaniam Swamy, I think, and others have been talking about this issue. Despite organizational groundwork, the BJP has been beaten by an organizationally superior foe this time. And nobody thought this could have happened. Last point, why the implications for the BJP, it has also shown the limits of Amit Shah's strategic political expertise. Okay, we're going to be back in 30 seconds.